what I'm trying to tell you. 8 million pounds of grade A unicorn. Oh, hello there. Nicholas Brilling here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about why you would want to cut up and sterilize healthy children. So why are we seeing this kind of rhetoric all over social media, and is there any truth to it? That's what we're going to be talking about, and I hope you stick around. This is a really important conversation, and this is a conversation that seems to be growing in popularity, and I don't know why trans lives are the focus of so many people's attention, why the way that we live our lives matters, but that is what is happening right now, and we have a lot of anti-trans rhetoric, a lot of misinformation going around. So we're going to take a deep dive, and we're going to see if there is any validity to anything that these folks are saying about cutting up children or sterilizing children. Is this happening? And if it is happening, is it something that we need to worry about? When people are talking about sterilizing children, what they're talking about is hormone replacement therapy. It's a very crude way of talking about hormone replacement therapy because it's designed to instill fear. And that's exactly what it's doing, and that's why I'm making this video, because I want to counter any information out there that is not accurate, but that is riling up anger within the community just because ignorance seems to be bliss for a lot of people, and they like to, I guess, project their issues onto others. So what does cutting refer to then? Well, cutting up children refers to top and bottom surgery. And again, it's a crude way of drumming up fear. It's also extremely inaccurate because children, unless there's extenuating circumstances, are not provided the ability to get surgery until they're 18. So they're actually adults by the time anyone's cutting anything. And then it is by definition consensual because they're an adult. They're able to make decisions like that. I don't understand how that point gets put into the argument. That's just sort of a non-issue, but I suppose it gets added, like I said before, to create a feeling of fear amongst people. So then what do people mean when they say that these children are healthy? Well, this opens up a whole other can of worms. And this is unpacking lots of different issues, but suffice it to say that the idea behind these children being healthy is that they don't display any physical symptoms of ailment. So they, from the outside, look fine. And a lot of us from the outside look fine. I deal with plenty of mental health issues, but if I didn't talk about them, no one would know. So let's fact check some of these claims that I see on a regular basis. And first of all, let's talk about puberty blockers, and I touched on this before. Puberty blockers help children. If a child thinks that they're trans, puberty blockers are a way of delaying until they are able to make an informed decision about things that can permanently affect their lives. And that doesn't just include being trans and transitioning. If the child decides that they don't want to transition, then they have had that time to make that decision. So this is about protecting trans children and making sure that someone who's transitioning is doing it for the right reasons, but at the same time, making sure that they're not being forced through changes that are not right for them, going through permanent, traumatic changes that will forever affect them, that will forever be something that they may feel uncomfortable about. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, if I was to have known what it meant to be trans earlier, and if I were to have had access to puberty blockers, my life would have been much easier. And it also, incidentally, would have been less costly for the medical system because I wouldn't be trying to reverse things that happened in my past. I could have a body that fits the way that I want my body to look much more closely. And we don't give children enough credit. They know who they are. I knew who I was. I knew that I was a woman, well, a girl, back when I was in grade 1. So children know before they hit puberty, but just in case, we still put them on blockers so that they can make an informed decision at a later date about any permanent changes that could happen because of their hormones. So now we're back to talking about surgeries being performed on children, and like I said before, not happening. They wait until they're 18 before they get approved for surgery. Now, if you want to talk about surgeries where children cannot provide consent because they don't understand what consent even means, why don't we talk about circumcision? Why don't we talk about circumcision? Hate and ignorance has always been the biggest threat to our society, and that's no different today. We can see that right here. And this rhetoric is primarily coming from England. As I've talked about in this video, basically everything they're saying is twisted in some way to make you feel like there's something wrong with trans people. It's targeting your emotions. It's trying to make you think that people like me are evil. And that's simply not the case. We're just regular people trying to live our lives. And while a lot of the hate is still in England and is coming out of there, and we're seeing it on social media, but we're not really experiencing it as much in person in Canada, that doesn't mean that it's not still a very large issue here in Canada. And it doesn't still mean that the people who support trans folks in Canada are not being attacked. Psychologist Dr. Wong is being accused of telling parents how to scam the system and get their kids onto hormone therapy, get them cut up and all that other stuff that they're saying, and that's simply not the case. They are trying to throw him under the rug simply because he is helping trans people, and if you look into what he has actually been saying, you'll find out that it is not extreme in the slightest. Lawyer Agent is also receiving backlash purely because they are supporting a trans boy in trying to access hormone replacement therapy when their father is getting in their way. And the courts have ruled that this father is dangerous to the child. The courts have also banned him from talking to the public about this situation, from revealing personal information. All of this, the dad has gone ahead and done all of that anyway, was in violation of these court orders and was taken into custody. So the fact that you have people in this instance siding with the dad, I think shows you just how problematic these individuals really are. Well, that's all, folks. I hope you learned something today, and I hope that you will consider more carefully what you might hear online, especially with regard to trans folks. There are a lot of misconceptions, a lot of rumors, a lot of ignorance out in the world. So do your part, educate the people around you, take what you've learned today and teach someone else, pass it along. And if you want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon so you get notified every time I post a new video. And until next time, have a great day. You